Good evening, and welcome to the Birds and Beers podcast. I'm your host, John Ney. So tonight, folks, we kick off in about a little less than 45 minutes the Eagles' final preseason game tonight. I'm sure everybody's very happy about that tonight. I know I am. Get these games over with. They've been kind of tough to watch, a little boring. None of the starters playing, so we're all looking forward to that opener in a couple weeks against the Cowboys. We still do have a few things that they can look at tonight. The linebacker position, Jihad Campbell and Jeremiah Trotter Jr. They played pretty well last week, and they're still learning the game, still learning Vic Fangio's system. So hopefully they get some more reps tonight and continue to progress and get themselves ready for the season. Couple other spots, the cornerback position has made a lot of people a little uneasy. They haven't got good play out there. I think the team wanted Kelee Ringo to take that job and run with it. And in 2 games, he hasn't done much. Jacorian Bennett played last week. He didn't really stand out per se. And Adoree Jackson, the veteran of the group, same. Nobody's really stood up and took that job. And that's a little alarming. Losing Slay over there. Slay was, getting up there in age, but he was still, pretty good. So that's a tough spot. They had Rodgers, who came in a lot too. They lost him. So we need one of these cornerbacks to step up tonight and take that job, win that job. Unless, of course, there's going to be some cuts coming from other teams. Maybe Howie will work his magic and he could make a trade, or he could go out there and find a cut player that maybe would fit into the system for Vic Fangio. So tonight, folks, we're drinking Slugger from Sly Fox Brewing Company in Pottstown, PA, a local beer. I drink these down the Phillies game a lot. It's an unfiltered Pilsner, very good. It's got a good color to it. It's about 5% alcohol, I believe, 5.2% alcohol. Not a bad little beer. For watching the game tonight, watching the Phillies game tonight as well. It's got a good taste to it, good crisp taste, and it's one that if you're ever out in Pottstown, nice little brewery to stop in and check out. So that's Slugger again, folks. So the safety position looked okay last week. We got some good play from some of the younger players. Vic Fangio's favorite safety, Trisha McCullum. He put some pretty big, some good licks on some players last week. He had a few big hits, so that was nice to see. Mukaba took one to the house last week. He picked one off, ran it all the way back. Sidney Brown came back after an injury the week before and made a couple nice open field tackles. And you mix in the starters in there, Reed Blankenship when he's back, and also I think we're going to see. I spoke about this last week. I think we're going to see some kind of a rotation back there. I don't know. Blankenship will play. He'll be a starter, and I think the other 3 guys, you're going to see a lot of them. They're going to be in and out unless one of them really maybe steps up tonight and takes advantage and just wins the job. But like I said, Fangio likes McCullum a lot. Brown's been here a few years. You got the rookie there, Makumba, and again, I think that's going to be a rotating position. So, the brings us to the defensive line we spoke about last week. I believe Olojo got a sack last week, so that was good to see. They got some pressure. Josh Uche, he needs to pick it up a little bit. Robinson the week before had a sack, from the D tackle position. So, these are guys that are also going to be part of a rotation, and I feel it'll look much better when the starting defense is in there. When you got Carter in there, blitzing the quarterback, and Jalix Hunt's in, and Nolan Smith. I think, these guys filling in, player getting in here and there, they're going to look better. And I'm hoping that kind of means the same for the safety position too, whether it's Ringo, Bennett, or Adoree Jackson. I think, when, Cooper DeJean's back there, Reed Blankenship, they're getting some pressure on the quarterback, the linebackers, Zach Bond's playing, maybe with either Campbell or Trotter, getting some pressure. I think the cornerbacks will not be as exposed as they have been per se here in preseason. So, I think the defense will be okay. It's no secret they lost a lot of players. I spoke of this last week. Everybody's talking about that, but Fangio's going to have them ready to play, folks, and it's going to be there's going to be a lot of rotation there. The Eagles are big on that in the trenches down on the D line. You may even see Bond's going to play every snap, most snaps. So you might see like a Trotter and Campbell switching up from time to time, and the D tackles are going to move in and out. Carter's going to get the majority of the snaps, and Davis, but they're going to need to be spelled once in a while. So Robinson and Ajomo will be in there. Again, I think the defense is going to be fine. I really do. It's hard to get a good look at them in these preseason games. They played the Bengals' #1 offense the other night, and, we had no starters in there. So, I mean, these depth players are going to look better. Take 2 of these depth players and put them in there with 9 starters. I think they'll look much better. So, moving over to the offense, it's kind of looked a little flat. I'm gonna lie about that. Tanner McKee looked great in the first game. The last game we seen Dorian Thompson-Robinson and Kyle McCord. They didn't really stick out. They're battling for that 3rd spot. One will probably end up on the practice squad. There's been some talk this week. A couple people have been mentioning possibly moving McKee. I heard the Colts are interested in him. I don't believe the Eagles could do that. I don't think they could move on for him unless they got the right pick or a player, and there was a veteran quarterback out there that maybe got cut that Howie could go out and sign, because I don't think Dorian Thompson-Robinson and McCord are ready to step in here if something were to happen to Jalen Hurts. So McKee looks like he's a viable number 2, if not a starting quarterback in this league at the present moment. So if they're going to move on if they're going to make a trade, it's going to have to be for something really good, a high draft pick or a player. And, they're going to have to then, look for a good veteran backup quarterback in there. So, again, tonight's their last game, folks. We got the Cowboys in a couple weeks, Thursday night. Should be a good one. The Eagles are going to be favored in that game. And, the Eagles should handle the Cowboys. I hate to say fairly easy in a divisional game, especially the open game of the year. But I would expect the Eagles to win that game, double digits, 10-point win, if not more. I just think the Eagles are that much better than the Cowboys. And, this division is the Eagles until someone takes it. The Redskins are going to be tough this year. They made the playoffs last year, but I think the Eagles are 2 or 3 games better than them as well. I'm looking at a team there's no reason they shouldn't win 12 games. I don't think the Cowboys are going to get more than. I don't think the Cowboys reach double figures, 9 and 8. Redskins, they won a lot of games on their last drive last year, folks, against some teams, a Hail Mary in one game and all. So, I mean, if the Redskins can get to 9 and 8, 10 and 7, and make the playoffs, that'd be a great year for them. So, I think it's the Eagles' division to win again. And, barring major injuries, there's no reason, again, this team's not going to be right back in the playoffs and, ready to compete for another Super Bowl title. So I'm sure everybody's looking forward to, to opening night on, Thursday, September 4th, 8:25 against the Cowboys. I know I am. I think it's going to be a good year, folks. Keeping an eye on the Phillies. I got the game on the TV over here. Looks like the Nationals got 2 on with 1 out. So that's pretty much all I got tonight, folks, for the Eagles. Like I said, it's kind of hard to talk about preseason. There's really not much going on. So I'm going to flick back and forth tonight between the Eagles, watch a little bit of it, and, the Phillies here. So, I'm looking forward to, again, talking to you before every Eagles game. So next time I speak with you all, it'll be, Thursday night, September 4th, probably sometime around 7, about an hour and a half before the game. Try to give you the line on the game, injury report, and where we're at, what we're looking at, folks. So that's pretty much all I have tonight. Enjoy your Friday night. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. It looks like we finally have some good weather tonight. Looks like it should be a good weekend. And, we got some Phillies baseball on this weekend against the Nationals. So, Again, have a great weekend, folks. And I'll see you in about 10 days.
Go Birds.